Hi, my name is Ailish. I am a chartered physiotherapist and I also teach pregnancy Pilates classes. So we're just going to start sitting on the ball to warm up. So we're just going to bring attention to our posture. So just making sure you're wide in front of your collarbones, shoulder blades at the back, draw them down towards your waist, neck nice and long, chin tucked in. And we're going to focus on our breathing just for the first few seconds. So pop one hand on your bump. So as you breathe in, you should feel your bump push into your hand. And then as you exhale, actively pull your bump away from your hand. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So as you breathe in, breathe long and wide, all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. Every exhale, hugging your baby in. One more. Now we're going to do some arm circles. So it's a breath in as you reach up. Exhale out to the side. Inhale. And exhale. Together. Single arm again. Opposite side. Together. Now we're going to do chest openings. So inhale as you open wide. And then exhale as you come into a chin tuck and a back stretch. Inhale wide. Extend the wrists, exhale, chin tuck, back stretch. Inhale, and exhale. Okay, so from there, we're going to bring our hands up towards the ceiling, just shifting your pelvis to one side, and we're just going to reach with the opposite arm, really reach. Imagine you're trying to touch your fingers off the ceiling. Feel the stretch the whole way up the side of your trunk. And then we're going to change to the other side. Reach, 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 opening up your ribs. Feel that nice stretch at the side of your trunk. One more on each side. Opening up your ribs, gliding your ribs up towards the ceiling. And last one. And back down. From there now we're going to do some roll downs. So inhale as you shoulder circle back. And then exhale as you bring your chin to your chest and curl the whole way down. Let your bump fall between your legs. Inhale, stay. Exhale, stack back up. Inhale, shoulder circle back. Exhale, chin to chest, curling down. And pull your bump in as you stack your spine back up. One more roll down. Inhale as you shoulder circle back. Exhale as you roll down. Inhale, stay. Exhale, stack back up. From there now we're going to do mermaid stretch. Inhale. And then as you exhale, elbow comes on the ball as you really reach. Inhale as you switch. Exhale as you reach. And then on the next one, we're going to stay there. We're just going to turn your chest towards the ground. Reach your hand a little bit further. Feel the deeper stretch. And then rolling back to center. Opposite side, reach. And then turn your chest to the ground. And back to center. Now we're going to do some pelvic tilts. So we're going to do them in lots of different positions, but the first one we're going to do is on the ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in, and when we inhale, you're just going to release your bump forwards. And then as you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis back, tuck your tailbone under, and pull your bump in. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, Tilt your pelvis, tuck your tailbone, and tighten your bump in. Inhale, let it go. This is a really good exercise if you're having any pelvic pain or if you're having any low back pain. So I'm just going to show you from the side what that looks like, just so you can stay going in that position, but just want to show you from the side what's happening in my pelvis. So it's an inhale as you release, and then an exhale as you tilt your pelvis back, tuck your tailbone under and pull your bump in. Inhale, let it go. Exhale. See how my back is flattening out, and release it. Last one. And release it. Staying in that position, we're just going to do some pelvic rolls. So that's just doing circles on the ball. So imagine that your tailbone is stuck in the ball and you're moving your tailbone around in a circle. So we want really big circles. So it's very important to lead this from your pelvis and not your legs. So really big circles. Inhale as you go around to the back, exhale as you tilt forward to the front. Try and do big circles. This is a really good exercise if you're having any pain in your pelvis. It releases all the muscles around your pelvis. And then we're going to change direction. Again, it's an inhale as you go around to the back, and exhale as you pull your bump in as you roll forward to the front. And this is our last one. Great. So from there now, we're just going to do an exercise called spine twist. Float the hands up so that they're in a T shape. Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, you're just going to turn your trunk to one side for 3 exhales. Inhale the whole way around. Exhale as you grow taller, taller, taller. Really try and push into this. Try and get more movement in your trunk. This tends to get really stiff during pregnancy as the baby grows. Last one. And back to center. Okay, so we're just going to come into standing now, so you might want to put your ball to one side. Okay, so in standing, we're going to stand hip distance apart, and we're going to start off with some heel raises. So coming up onto your toes, lifting your heels up off the ground and back down again. We'll also lift the hands, inhale and exhale. Up onto your toes and exhale. Inhale as you float up, exhale as you come back down. We can make this a little bit more challenging by adding in some toy soldier arms. Inhale as you meet in the middle, exhale as you lengthen away. And now we're going to stay up there for the next one and do some pulses. So just pulsing with your heels up and down. So whenever we do pulses, we're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. So this is to challenge your balance, but it's also going to get your calf pump working. So you're going to really start feeling your calf burning a little bit. And it's going to start moving the whole way up your leg. So we're going to keep going. We can do it. One more set. And let go. Whew. So shake out the legs. Releasing the calf muscles there again. And then we're going to go straight into our squats. So we're going to stand hip distance apart again. It's an inhale as we squat down. And an exhale as we come back up. Inhale and exhale. So the important thing about squats is to try and keep your knees behind your toes. as if you're really sitting down in a chair. Try to keep your weight distributed evenly as well between both legs. I like to do squats in my classes because I really feel that if you can keep your legs strong, it can help the pelvis out, especially if you're getting any pain in your pelvis. So we're going to keep going. You can also make this a bit more challenging by holding the gym ball or holding weights. Just 10 more. Three more. Stay with the breath. Inhale as you go back down. It's our last one. Well done. So shake out the legs again. And now we're going to do some pelvic tilts in standing. So we did them on the ball. Now we're going to do them in standing. So knees have to be nice and soft. So slight bend in the knee. And then we're going to do the exact same breathing. So an inhale as you release your bump. And then as you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis back, tuck your tailbone under, and pull your bump in. Inhale. And exhale. Just going to show you from the side, so stay in that position. Just want to show you what's happening from the side. It's an inhale, and then as you exhale, so you're flattening out your lower back as you curl your tailbone under and pulling your bump in. Using your abdominal and your core muscles to hug your baby in. Always on the exhale as you tuck under. Don't forget the pelvic floor as well. Draw up the pelvic floor as you hug your baby in. Just one more. And release. Okay, so we're just going to make the squats a little bit more challenging now by adding in the heel raises that we did earlier. So this is all about balance and coordination. So we're just going to come up onto our toes and then squat down, heels down, and push up. Up onto your toes, squat down, heels down, and up. An inhale, and then an exhale as you push up. Keep going, you're going great. It's an inhale, and then an exhale as you lower the heels and push up. Just two more like this. And now we're going to reverse it. So you're going to come down into squat, up onto your toes, push up, heels down. Squat, up onto your toes, push up, and heels down. So it's an inhale as you come down, and then an exhale as you push up. Strong legs. Just three more, we can do it. Really focusing on your balance And you're breathing. And your legs, strong legs. Last one. Okay, they're tough. So we're just going to grab a drink. And from there now we're going to do plie squats. So we're going to bring our feet to the corners of the mat. Inhale as we come back down. And then exhale as we push up into chest opening as well. So when you're doing the plie squats, remember to try to keep your knees in line with your toes as you open up the legs. Really trying to open up the chest as well. Tends to get very tight during pregnancy as we're being pulled forward. Floating the elbows back, feeling the stretch at the front of your chest. I'm just going to do a few more. Last one. And now we're just going to come down into the plie position. We're going to do pelvic tilts in this position. So it's an inhale as you release your bump. And then an exhale as you tuck your tailbone under and pull your bump in. Inhale. And exhale. So you know you're doing the pelvic tilts right when you see the creases on your top, and you know that you're using your tummy muscles to hug your baby in. It's almost like you're trying to make your bump disappear. Gets a bit harder at a certain point. Just a few more. Try to stay in the squat position. Curling under, pulling your bump in. Last one. And release it. Great. Oh, so we just shake out the legs a bit. Nearly finished with the squats. We're just going to do one more set, but they're wall squats. Okay, so now we're just going to do the wall squats. So you're just going to grab your gym ball and bring the mat a little bit closer to the wall. Okay, so we're going to start off with the wall squats. So just make sure that the ball is at the level of your bum and walk your feet forwards. So you have to have them on the mat and put a little bit of faith in the mat. Okay, so the reason for that is that when we squat down, we want to keep your knees behind your toes, and also the ball should land in the small of your back, so it should feel really comfortable, apart from the burning sensation in your legs. Okay, so we're going to do squats where we're going to go up and down first. So have your hands in front, it makes it a little bit more challenging. So again, it's an inhale as you come down, and an exhale as you push up. Strong legs as you push back up. Focusing on your breathing. Inhale as you come down, exhale as you come up. Keep your knees in line with your toes as well. We're just going to do 3 more like this, and then we're going to do a hold. So for the next one, we're going to stay down there. Okay? Just to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to add in some lateral raises. So it's an inhale and exhale. That's it. I know the legs are burning, but we can do it. Inhale as you come up into your lateral raise. Exhale as you lower back down. Just 3 more. Last one. And push up. Ooh. Take a break for a second. Make the legs recover, because we're going to do another set of 10. Okay? So bring the arms in front again. Inhale as you come back down. Exhale as you push back up. Try to come down so that your hips are almost in level with your knees, no lower than that. Just 4 more. Keep your form, keep your posture. Next one, we're ready for the hold. Good, so get comfortable, because we're going to do our frontal raises. Inhale and exhale. So for these, you can add in weights if you want. It's totally up to you. If you're in your second trimester, that's a good idea. If you don't have any neck or shoulder issues. I think in your third trimester, it gets pretty challenging just doing this. 2 more. Last one. And push up. Whoa, so that's really hard in the legs. Shake them out now. So I promise that's the end of the squats. So we're just going to bring the ball forward to the front and walk the ball forward just for a nice back stretch there first. Just recovering here for a second. Good. And as we roll out of this and we stack back up, squeeze your bum muscles. That's going to protect your back. Okay, so we're just going to put the ball to one side, grab a drink. Okay, and we're going to come into high kneeling. Okay, so that's kneeling on the mat. So we just want to stretch out those quads that we've just worked. So float your hands up to eye level. And we're going to do an exercise I call trunk sways. So it's an inhale as you trunk sway back, and then an exhale as you come forwards. I'm going to show you from the side, but you can stay in that position. So it's an inhale and an exhale. Inhale as you trunk sway back, exhale as you come forwards. With this exercise, make sure you're not hinging off your back. That's a very common mistake. The movement is actually coming from your legs. It's like you're trying to connect the back of your thighs to your calf muscles. And as you pull yourself forward, use your bump and keep your tailbone tucked under. Just 2 more. And down. Well done. So we're just going to grab the bands. So I use terra bands for this exercise, but you can also use some weights. So if you have like a 1 kilo or 1.5 kilo weight, or just like a tin of peas, you can do that way too. So, but if you have a band, that's nice as well. So kneeling on the band, and you're just going to hold the band at the level of your mid-thigh. So before we get started, again, just watch your posture, open up your chest. We're just going to tuck our tailbone under and pull the bump in as well. So it's an inhale to prepare, and then an exhale as you come up into bicep curls. Inhale and exhale. So this band is pretty tough, but I like to do 30 reps. So until the muscle fatigues. Okay, so depending on what weight you're holding, until you feel like, oh my God, I can't do it's getting really tough. That's the level we want to get to. So for me, that takes around 30 reps here with the band. So say that's probably around 10. Again, always exhaling on the exertion. Inhale as you release it. Just a few more now, we're getting there. You really have to push it through at the end. Again, making sure your tailbone is tucked under, bump is pulled in. You can lift up your pelvic floor as well. That's brilliant. Okay, let's go for a final 10. 9, 8, yeah, beginning to struggle here now, we can do it. 7, 6, strong arms. 5, 4, 3, nearly there, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, so just do some shoulder circles there, just to release the shoulders and the arms. Always shoulder circle back here because we want to open up our chest. Okay, so from there now, we're going to go into hands and knees. So just keep the band nearby because we're going to use it in a while. So coming into hands and knees position. So whenever we're in hands and knees, try to keep your knees directly underneath your hips, and they're hip distance apart, so there's going to be a slight gap in your knees, and also your hands are going to be just slightly forward from your shoulders. Okay, so we've done our pelvic tilts on the ball and in standing, and now we're going to do them in hands and knees. So take a breath in as you release your bump, and then as you exhale, you're going to curl your tailbone under, pull your bump in. Inhale, let it go. Exhale. And inhale. So as you exhale, curl your tailbone under and hug your baby in. Feel how you're able to draw your bump up against gravity, using your tummy muscles to do it. Now, if you can also introduce the pelvic floor, that's going to be even better. So as you curl your tailbone under, lift up the pelvic floor and then pull your baby in. Hug your bump in. Last one. And release it. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do an exercise called baby plank. So this exercise is really challenging. So if you're in your second trimester, try to aim for 20 seconds. You can build up a little bit as you get stronger. If you're in your third trimester, it starts getting pretty tough. So if you can do 10 or 15 seconds, that's really good. So sometimes I like to count it in terms of breath cycles. So we're going to aim for 5 breath cycles. So curl your toes under at the back, okay? Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift your knees just an inch. That's it. Stay strong. Keep your bump pulled in. This works every muscle in your body. Just 2 more breaths. Last one. And drop back down. Well done. So we're just going to open up the knees, just to, because we're just going to take a break for a second, just to give room for your bump, and then just sit back. This is called the rest position or shell stretch in yoga. So just walking your hands forward there as well, just to get the stretch up the side of your trunk. Take 3 deep breaths. Because we're going to do another baby plank. Okay, so again, into hands and knees position, strong through your arms. Curl your toes under. Take a breath in to prepare, and then lift. Just keep your knees up an inch. This is too easy. We want to work. So stay down here. 5 breath cycles. Strong arms. This exercise is really hard because you're using all your shoulder girdle muscles as well as all your leg muscles. Just 1 more breath. And lower back down. Great. So opening up the knees again, back into rest position, and 3 deep breaths. Okay, so from there now we're going to do some work on our side muscles of our bum, on our pelvic muscles. So if you have pelvic pain, so what I mean by that, pain in any part of your pelvis, whether it's at the front or down into your bum, it's much better if you can use a TheraBand, because that's going to help you out. So What you're going to do is put the band around the middle of the band, around the ball of the foot. If you don't have any pelvic pain, you don't need to use the band. You can do the exercise without the band. So coming down onto our sides. So we're just going to stack our hips. So that's the most important thing. Get those hips stacked. So the band here is going to take some of the weight of the leg, so that's to support your pelvis. The bottom leg is bent up, just to give you a bit more stability. And then we're going to do an exercise called lift and lower. So inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Strong leg, that's it. If you don't have the bands, you can also add in a point with your foot as you come up and a flex as you lower, just to make it a little bit more challenging. Next one, we're going to stay up there. So staying there, we're just going to do some leg circles. So nice and slow and controlled as you circle that leg around. So the circle is around the size of a small gym ball. It's an inhale for one half and an exhale for the other half of the circle. That way you're going to keep it nice and slow. And then we're going to reverse it, changing direction. Inhale for one half and exhale for the other half. This exercise is working all the small muscles around our pelvis and our hip. So during pregnancy, as the hormones start to loosen out your pelvis, you might start getting some pelvic pain, or pregnancy-related pelvic girdle pain, sometimes called. And these muscles then tend to just get really weak and switch off. So these type of exercises can be really challenging. So that's why we have to use the band if you're having any pelvic pain. Last one. Now we're just going to switch our hands a little bit. So we're just going to stay holding the band with the same hand, but you're just going to release it up to the top of the band and drop it down at the level of your bump. Elbow is bent. Then we're going to lift the leg. So it's an inhale now as we bend the knee, the band goes underneath the knee, and an exhale then as we push through. Inhale and exhale. Really push through that. Try not to let the leg drop, okay? We're just going to do a few of these, so really push through. Keep the leg at a 45-degree angle. That's it. Just 3 more. Push through it. 3. Last one, big one. That's it. And release. Whew. Okay, well done. So just put the band to one side. We're just going to do one more exercise for those muscles in there. You're probably feeling it now, but we're just going to do one more. Just going to bring your legs forward to the front, like you're sitting in a chair. So you've got 90 degrees at your hips, 90 degrees at your knees, and you should be able to see your feet pretty clearly. Okay? If you do have pelvic pain and it's pretty severe, it's probably better to do this exercise lying on your back, okay? But if you just have mild pelvic pain, see how you feel. So we're gonna lift the top leg into a hover position. Now inhale as you open the leg, keeping it in that shape. Exhale as you lower. Don't touch the bottom leg, just bring it back to that hover position. So imagine you're opening up the page of a book. Just that kind of movement. Just literally opening up from the hip and then closing back down, back into that hover position. So it's really challenging. It's normal to feel this muscle here at the side of your hip burning. So it's going to be an inhale as you open and an exhale as you close. I'm just going to do 2 more. That's it. Last one. And before we finish, we're just going to really get into that muscle and we're going to do some knee circles. So 4 each direction. 3, 2, 1, and change direction. Imagine you're drawing a circle in the wall with your knee. Last one. Really feeling it now. And lower back down. Well done. So you can get in there now, just to massage that muscle. Well done. Okay, so that's the ones on our side. So we're just going to come back up into hands and knees again for a second. And we're just going to do another set of pelvic tilts. So it's an inhale again as you release your bump, and then an exhale as you tuck your tailbone under and pull your bump up. Inhale, let it go. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. And release it. Okay, so we're just going to do the other side. So our head's going to be at the other end of the mat. Grab your band again if you have pelvic pain. If you don't have pelvic pain, you don't need to use the band. You can also use like resistance tubes. You can see them, you can get them as well on the internet. So what we're going to do is come onto our sides again, making sure those hips are stacked. That's it. So hips nice and stacked. And you're holding the band. Bottom leg is bent. Okay, so it's an inhale as we lift, and exhale as we lower. If you can, try to pull your bump in as well as you're lowering the leg and exhaling. You might notice a difference between sides. One leg might feel a little bit better than the other, a bit stronger than the other. If that's the case, it's always nice maybe to start off with the leg that's weaker, finish on the good one. Okay, we're just going to do one more and stay up there. Stay there and ready for those leg circles. So it's an inhale as you go around to the front, exhale as you come around to the back. So as long as you're inhaling for one half of the circle and exhaling for the other half, then you know that you're keeping it nice and slow and controlled. Again, this is working all the muscles around your pelvis. And then we're going to change direction. Staying in control, nice and slow. Inhale for one half, exhale for the other half. I'm beginning to feel it now. Okay, last one. Okay, one more hard exercise. Just change that position of the band again so you've got a bit more slack. Bend 90 degrees at your elbow and just drop your hand a little bit. So that when you lift the leg and you bend, the band is going to come underneath your knee. Ready for this? As we push and release. Exhale and inhale. Push through. Good. Try to bring that leg back in line with your trunk as well. Don't bring it forward to the front. If you keep it in line with your trunk, then you're really going to be using your big bum muscles and not the front, the muscles at the front of your thighs. Good. So just going to do a few more, 3 more. Push right through. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, nearly there. Whoa. Okay. So before we get our applause, we have to do that other exercise. So that's coming into the chair position. So slowly bringing your legs around like you're sitting in a chair. Again, if your pelvic pain is severe, you might prefer to do this on your back. Okay, so we're going to lift that top leg, hover the top leg. Inhale as we open it, like we're opening up the page of a book. And then exhale as you lower. Really challenging exercise, so it's normal to feel that this is tough because you're working the small muscles around the pelvis. Because the hip is bent, you can't use these big muscles at the front of your legs, so that's why it's really challenging. Okay, we're just going to finish this off. We can do it. So we're just going to do some knee circles. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1, and change direction. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down and give yourself an applause. Well done. Get right into that muscle, massage it out. Good stuff. Okay, so coming up into hands and knees again. We're just going to stretch out those muscles after working them. So what you need to do is bring one leg forward. Now you might need to use your hands, depending on what stage of your pregnancy you're at, to place that leg in front of the other knee. Okay? What we're going to do now is we're going to slide back the back leg, the whole way back, and come down onto your elbows. So you're going to feel a stretch on the leg that's bent in your bum. Just try to breathe through it. Just give in to the stretch. Just let it go. Good. Okay, and we're just going to push up out of that and swap over to the other side. So bringing the leg forward, again you might need to use your hand to place the leg in front and then slide it back, whole way back, and then down onto your elbows and breathe through this. You might notice that one side is tighter than the other, especially if you are having any pelvic pain. Just try to give into the stretch, let it go. Walking that back leg back a little bit more. Imagine you're trying to press your hips towards the mat. Okay, great. So we're going to come out of that stretch nice and slowly. And from there now, we're just going to roll onto our sides and then onto our back. Okay, so in this position, we're going to have our legs bent, and I just want you to hug one knee in towards your chest. So you might need to bring it around the side of your bump, okay? And what you're doing here is you're just opening up your back, okay? So it's really nice. Just opening up your back for a second, okay? And then from there, you're just going to straighten out that leg for a hamstring stretch. So try to pull your foot down towards your shin. You're going to feel a deep stretch when you do that. And then you're just going to draw the leg closer to your chest. So if you have pelvic pain, keep the other leg bent. If you don't, you can lengthen it out, and that will give you a deeper stretch. Okay, and from there now, we're just going to do some ankle pumps. So pumping your foot up and down, and some ankle circles. So this is with gravity, so that's why it's really good to do them in this position to prevent any swelling or to treat any swelling or edema that you're getting in your ankles or your lower limbs. Good. Hug that knee in one more time. Drop that leg down and then slowly bring in the other one. Again, you're going to have to bring it around the side of your bump, hugging it in. Feel how your back opens up when you do it. And then lengthening out the leg for the hamstring stretch. Pull your foot towards your shin. And then once you feel the stretch beginning to subside, you want to bring the leg a little bit closer, as if you're trying to draw your knee closer to your chest. And then our ankle pumps. And our circles. This is especially important if your pregnant during summer months for your third trimester. If it's getting pretty hot, it's getting hard to get rid of any swelling, do them lying down with your legs up. Okay, and hugging that leg in again. And then we're just going to do a double knee hug, and just rock. So you can have your legs open, so you can have room for the bump, and just rock. This is a really nice position. Okay, and then we're just going to drop one leg down and the second leg down. And slowly we're going to roll onto our side. So nice and slowly as you roll onto your side. Okay, so lying on our side. If you want, you can have like a small pillow here. And we're going to do an exercise called arm openings. So make sure your hips are stacked when you do this. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, we're going to open up the top arm and follow it with our head. Stay looking at it the whole way around. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And stay there for the inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, stay. Exhale, open. This is a spinal mobility exercise, so you're just loosening out your upper and mid back and also getting in a chest stretch. And then on the next exhale, closing it again. Inhale, stay. Exhale, open. Following it the whole way. Keep your hips pressed forward. Imagine they're like headlights of a car and you keep them pointing forward. Inhale, stay. And exhale, close. From there now, we're just going to do an exercise called side bend. So bringing the arm in so that the elbow is underneath the shoulder. I'm just going to draw the legs back a little bit as well. Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, you're going to push through that arm and reach. Inhale as you lower. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Brilliant. Pushing up so that one leg comes forward and the other leg goes behind. We're going to do an exercise called staggered mermaid. So take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to reach to your behind leg first. Inhale as you switch. And then exhale as you push up and reach. The trick is that you reach to your behind leg first. And then inhale and exhale. One more reach. And this time, for this one, stay up there for a second. And I want you to really press your hips forward. Tuck your tailbone under and press your hips, and you're going to feel a nice stretch at the front of your hip. And then lower it back down. Okay, we're going to slowly transition to the other side. Okay, so find your behind leg. Take a breath in. And reach. Inhale. And up. One more on each side, reach, exhale, inhale as you switch, and then exhale as you push up and stay up there for a second because you're going to press your hip forward, tuck your tailbone under, and release it back down. So from there now, we're going to do the arm opening, the side bend, on this side. So again, elbow directly underneath your shoulder, legs drawn back, take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, push up and reach. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, push up. Inhale. Make sure you lower nice and slowly. Control it. Reach and nice and slow as you come back down. Just one more side bend. Push up and reach. Great. So from there now, we're going to do those arm openings again. So this is our opposite side. Take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, opening up the arm. Inhale, stay. Exhale, close. Inhale, stay. Exhale, open. Follow it with your head. Keep looking, but keep your hips pointing forwards. Don't let them roll back. And close on the exhale. Just one more arm openings. Great. So from there now, we're going to come up into hands and knees again. We're going to do some more pelvic tilts. So you can tell I'm a big fan of these. So inhale and exhale. These are so nice if you're having any pelvic pain. Hug your baby in. Last one. And release it. Okay, so we're just going to come up into standing nice and slowly. So just taking your time as you push up and come into a roll up. So stacking your spine, one vertebrae at a time, pulling the whole way up. Okay, and we're just going to take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're just going to do a few collapses. Okay, so that's where I go. And drop down. Inhale, stack up again. And let go. One more. And let go. And from there, pulling up again into standing, squeeze your bum as you stack back up. I'm just going to do a few shoulder shrugs. Inhale. Lots of tension, tension, tension. And let go. And again. Okay, so well done. That's the main body of the exercise class. So what I want to do now is just run through how to do some pelvic floor exercises. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just some pelvic floor exercises. So you can do these in any position, but I prefer to do them lying on my side, okay? But before we start, I just wanted to explain the anatomy of the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor muscle comes from the tip of your tailbone at the back and scoots around to the front of your pubic bone, okay? So it's like an internal hammock, and it's the only horizontal muscle in our body. So it supports the three openings in women, the back passage, the vagina and the urethra. So whenever we lift our pelvic floor, we close down those three openings, okay? So in order to do your pelvic floor exercise or your Kegel exercise correctly, we need to focus on, firstly, the strongest part of the muscle, which is actually around the back passage. Okay, so I like to do this exercise lying on my side. So we're just going to come into side lying. And just pop one hand at the base of your bump. Okay, so we're going to take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, I want you to draw in around the back passage. Okay, feel that lift internally and then bring it forward to the front and hold it. And keep your pelvic floor lifted as you stay breathing. So this is the endurance pelvic floor exercise. This is the one where you try to hold it for 6 to 10 breath cycles. Sometimes when you breathe in, you might feel you're losing it, and that's because as you fill up your lungs, your diaphragm is going to push down through your pelvic floor, well, through your abdominal contents and down through your pelvic floor. So keep it lifted, keep it lifted. Make sure you're not squeezing your bum muscles or squeezing your inner thigh muscles or bracing with your tummy. It's all internal. And if at any point you feel like you're losing it, just again start at the strongest part. Draw in around the back passage first, like you're trying to stop yourself passing wind, and then bring it forward to the front. And we're going to release it. Okay, so that's the first type of pelvic floor exercise. The next type of pelvic floor exercises are pulses. Okay, so if you think of the pelvic floor being like your biceps muscle here, what we did there was we lifted it and we held it, okay, for 6 to 10 breath cycles. What we're going to do now with the pelvic floor is we're going to lift and release. So it's fast and hard and release. So pulsing it up and down, okay? So we're going to do, when you do this, you're actually going to feel your bump pull in a little bit, which you might be able to see because what's happening is your lower abdominal muscles are connected to your pelvic floor, and when you contract your pelvic floor very quickly, your lower abdominal muscles will kick in. So if you pop your hand in your lower bump, you'll feel your bump pull in. So don't worry about the breathing, we're just going to start doing the pulses. So lift everything up fast and hard and release it. Fast and hard and release. That's it. So like you're trying to close down those 3 openings all at the same time. Lift and release. So just pulsing your pelvic floor up and down. So these would be the type of pelvic floor exercises you would do generally around 48 hours after you've had your baby, if you've had a normal delivery. Pulsing your pelvic floor. This will encourage the blood to go to the area, that will improve healing. Keep pulsing it, feeling your bump pulling in as you do it. Pulse up fast and hard, up and down. Fast and hard, release it. That's it, keep going. Last one. Great. Okay, so there is a third type of pelvic floor exercise, which is the most challenging. So what we did the first time was endurance, okay? The second time was pulses. And the third one is for control. So that's when you're going to lift your pelvic floor in stages. You're going to come up 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, release, okay? So sometimes they call this the elevator. So you imagine you're going up floors. Okay, so we're going to take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, come up to your first floor. Okay, so just a very small squeeze around your pelvic floor. And then second, third, that's all the way up. Back down to your second, first, and release it. We're going to do that one more time. So up to your first floor, second, third, back down to your second. This is the hard part. Try not to lose it. First, and let it go.